Just wanted to show another deck here. I was kind of surprised by the amount of views and even getting some comments on that last video, so I thought I'd just go ahead and share another deck here. We're going to do some other videos like this on the club. This won't be a regular thing, I'm thinking, but we're going to try to vary it up. But I just thought, again, I'd quickly go through one of my favorite decks. I've been running this one since Wilds of Eldraine came out. That was kind of right when I started getting back into Magic again, was right when Wilds set was releasing. But this is Eriette of the Charmed Apple, and I'm going to do my best. I'm in a different filming setup here to not let glare happen. Still not the best camera, but whatever, we're just going to let it happen. But Eriette of the Charmed Apple, kind of a witch kind of character. This is a bit of a weird art. A lot of people think it's ugly. I kind of think it is too, but it's foil and full art, so I wanted that one. But each creature that's enchanted by an aura I control can't attack me or planeswalkers I control. So you can throw auras on your opponent's creatures, and they cannot attack you. But not only that, at the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the number of auras you control. So the goal here really is you don't need to attack much. You can toss out auras onto your opponent's creatures. Those creatures can't attack you. You can kind of force your opponents to attack each other, and you just drain them of life equal to your aura, and then buff your life equal to the amount of life you drain and the amount of auras you have. Really fun, interesting build. It was my first time kind of building Warzov, I think it is, white-black deck, and I've been running it ever since. I know some people say it's not that great, not that powerful, but I've really enjoyed running it. It's one of my favorite decks, one that I put a lot of time into, actually. But I'm going to go through here, auras, creatures, all that other stuff, and try to explain kind of what the goal of the deck here is, other than just the obvious win cons from Eriette and Sappy gaining life. Because I threw some other kind of tricky stuff in here. I think this one is worth about $500 to $600 altogether. And I have a lot of my non-proxies, my actual versions in this deck. But I'll start off here with creatures. Again, I'm going to try to avoid glare as much as possible. And if you saw this, you probably know it already, Platinum Angel. It's a total bullshit card. I can't lose the game, and your opponents can't win the game. So this is really useful for a couple other things I'm going to show you in here, but it's just a great card. I think Platinum Angel's like $7, $8 maybe, but awesome card, prevents you from losing the game. And I have some things in here where I try to go negative life, and I can go negative life, and that Platinum Angel will save me. So Platinum Angel, Bloodthirsty Conqueror, amazing card. It's basically the twin to Exquisite Blood, which is an infinite combo in this deck. This is one of my first decks that I did go ahead and try to build it with infinite combos, and there's quite a few ways to get infinite combos in here, which you'll see. But Bloodthirsty Conqueror goes infinite as long as Eriette has an aura out, and I have something just like this out, Enduring Tenacity. So as long as Eriette is out, I have an aura equipped to any creature on the battlefield. I have Bloodthirsty Conqueror out, Enduring Tenacity, or Starscape Cleric, or Veto Thorn of the Dusk Rose, or many others. It goes infinite life gain. Your opponents lose the game pretty much automatically. It's kind of a bitch move, but I kind of love this build. It's ridiculous. But Bloodthirsty Conqueror, essential for the deck, I would say. Enduring Tenacity, again, I would say it's essential. It's part of the infinite combo with Bloodthirsty or Exquisite Blood, along with Ariettes and auras. But whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. This creature dies, it returns to the battlefield as an aura or an enchantment. Starscape Cleric, this also will go infinite with Exquisite Blood out. Sorry about the glare. If there was glare going on there, I'm sure there was, and apologies. But Starscape Cleric, again, it goes infinite. Veto Thorn of the Dusk Rose, again, whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much. So you can kind of see how that would be useful with Arianes. Of course, Spirit Dancer, really essential if you're ever running an aura-based deck. When you cast auras, you draw auras, and this gets buffed 4 auras if they're equipped aura. Spellbook Vendor is awesome. You can pay 1 at the beginning of combat for however many creatures you control, and you can put a sorcerer role token on them, but you can only put one role token on per creature, I believe. So this basically just lets you create extra auras. Great for Eriette. Pearl Ear, Imperial Advisor, really cool art, I think. Enchantment spells you cast have affinity for auras, makes all your auras cheaper. Whoa. Light Pause, Emperor's Voice, great card. It kind of like, it's really crazy. I don't want to explain the whole thing, but whenever an aura enters the battlefield under your control, as long as you cast it, you get to search your library for an aura with lesser value or equal value, and then put it onto the battlefield attached to Light Pause. So you get to basically play an aura, search for an aura, put it on Light Pause. Ondu Spirit Dancer, awesome card for this build. Whenever you cast an enchantment, you create a copy of that enchantment. This is a great control card in addition to Eriette. So creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays 2 for each creature they control that's attacking. So in addition to throwing auras on my opponents so they can't attack me, I also have Windborn Muse as backup. Codsworth Handy Helper, it's great. It gives commanders more 2. You can pay 2 white mana for auras, and you can move around auras. So I can move auras between creatures with Codsworth, which becomes really useful later in game. Moonblessed Cleric, basically just a tutor for an enchantment card. I debated leaving it in there because I do run other tutors, but decided to just pop her in. Danitha, Capuchin Paragon, makes auras cheaper to cast. Again, Starfield Mystic makes enchantments cheaper to cast. Whenever you cast an aura and equipment, draw a card. SRAM, Senior Edificer. Killian, Ink Duelist, spells you cast the target creatures cost 2 less. So all those auras I'm going to throw out, if they have generic CMC, I get to pay 2 less to cast them. Mesa Enchantress, whenever you play an enchantment, draw a card. Blood Artist, another thing that does have potential to go infinite. So there are about 6 creatures in there that work with infinite combo I've got built into this deck. If there are any other creatures you'd recommend or some you think suck, let me know below. I'm totally willing to hear feedback. Those are all the creatures in there. Here we're going to move on to instants and sorceries. So I do have some of the tutors in here. I've got Vampiric Tutor. Search your library for a card. You know it, I'm sure. Plea for Guidance. This is a high cost card, but it has saved me a few times. Search your library for up to 2 enchantments, put them into your hand and shuffle. Obviously, it doesn't put them on the battlefield or anything, but this has helped me out, especially when searching for those win cons like Exquisite Blood or other cards. Winds of Wrath. Destroy all creatures that are enchanted. Enlightened Tutor. Search for an artifact or enchantment. Dark Ritual. Can't have it. Teferi's Protection. Until your next turn, life total can't change, and you gain protection from everything. All permanents you control phase out, and those are your auras too. They do return back to the battlefield where they were. Demonic Tutor. Search your library for a card. Put it in your hand. Idyllic Tutor. Search your library for an enchantment. Put it in your hand. Night's Whisper. Resurgent Belief. Return all enchantment cards from the graveyard to the battlefield. Really good if there's been a board wipe, or anything else like that. So those are all the instant sorceries. Again, let me know below if you think there's anything I should look at adding that's not insanely priced. Let's do the enchantments here. Okay, so again, Sanguine Bond, part of the infinite combo with Exquisite Blood or Bloodline Conqueror, I believe his name is. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much. And there is Exquisite Blood. Whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much. So again, whenever you gain, target opponent loses. Whenever an opponent loses, you gain. So that just goes and goes. Phyrexian Arena. It's nice to have some extra card draw. I also have Lord Skitter's Blessing in here because it produces an aura and basically does what Phyrexian Arena does. Another slight control mechanic to slow people down from attacking. Authority of the Consuls. Creatures your opponent's control are tapped, and it also gains me life when creatures enter opponent's control. And Smothering Tithe. You gotta have it. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they can pay 2. They don't. Great treasure. So those are all just the normal enchantments. There are definitely some I've taken out and popped in over the years of these other cards you've seen here too. But again, I've been kind of filtering this one and trying new stuff out every few months here and there. But those, infinite combos are always staples. So here are the auras. I'll just kind of go through them quickly here. I like to use as many low-cost ones as I can. We got Viper's Kiss. -1/-1. Activated abilities can't be activated. This is great throwing on any commander that has activated abilities. It kind of screws them immediately. Grievous Wound. I really love this card. Enchanted player can't gain life whenever they're dealt damage. They lose half their life rounded up. Really nice card. Really screws over a player, unfortunately. But Eriette's ability to drain life does not trigger the dealt damage. They lose half their life, from my understanding, anyways. Let me know if you believe otherwise. I believe it's only combat damage when it's dealt, or like a bird spell or something. Shard Mage's Rescue, a really nice one-cost aura. As long as you cast it during your turn, that creature has hexproof indefinitely and +1/+1. Ethereal Armor, +1/+1 for each enchantment and first strike. Demonic Vigor, +1/+1. Whenever they die, return it to your hand. I always try to put that on Eriette. Or Eriette. Some people say Eriette. I say Eriette. Whatever. Sheltered by Ghosts. Great card. Whenever it enters, you exile permanent opponent controls. Also gives Ward 2 and Lifelink. Daybreak Coronet. As long as you have an aura on a creature already, you toss this on there for Strike, Vigilance, Lifelink, and +3/+3. Hyena Umbra, love anything with totem armor. If basically the creature's destroyed, it just removes the totem armor and they live. +1/+1 first strike. Love this card. Overwhelming Splendor. If someone has a bunch of elves or a bunch of goblins or something like that out, you can play this. Enchanted player loses control. Control. Wow. Creatures enchanted player controls loses all abilities and have base power, toughness 1. And enchanted player can't activate abilities that aren't mana abilities or loyalty abilities. I think this card's like $4 or $5. It is a high playing cost, but it's just fun to play in this deck to kind of be a dick. Feather Flight, when you cast, draw a card, +1 flying. Lifelink, gives Lifelink. Sage's Reverie, as for however many auras you have on a creature already, if you cast this, put it on the creature, draw that many cards, and it gets +1 for each aura that's attached to a creature, period. All the glitters, +1 for each artifact and enchantment. Spectre Ward's awesome. +2/+2 protection from all colors, doesn't remove auras. So this is like if you're helping out one of your people that you've put auras on, quote unquote helping out, or you put it on your own creature to deal lethal damage or something. Gives protection, or protecting your commander. Pariah, all damage that would be dealt to you is dealt to enchanted creature instead. So toss this on a creature. If someone tries to hurt you, it's dealt to that creature instead. Timely Ward, cast on your commander as though it had flash. Indestructible. Curse of Exhaustion. I love this one too. It's a curse on another player. That player can't cast more than one spell each turn. Really annoying card. Minions return. When an enchanted creature dies, return to the battlefield under your control. Nurgle's Rot. When the creature dies, return this to the battlefield to my hand, and I get a 1/3 demon. I love Sporogenic Infection, especially early game. Say if someone has one creature and their commander out, I can play this on their one creature, and then they're forced to sack their commander. Really nice. Gift of Immortality. Does immortality stuff. Chime of Night. When this goes to graveyard, I destroy a non-black creature. Mantle of Ancients. Really, really good card, especially if there's been board wipes or people have gotten rid of my auras. Play this, brings all the auras back from the graveyard attached to the creature I put this aura on. So these are all my auras here. I'm trying to run through a little quick here. I gotta go do something soonish here, but those are all the auras. Sorry for the glare that was there, I just noticed it. But let me know if there's any that you think are great or not, or things I should add. Let me know. And here are artifacts and equipment. So there's mana rocks and some special stuff. Aether Flux Reservoir. I recently put this in here. It's really fun when it actually works. I've had it win me the game a couple times though. So it's another win con type card. Whenever I cast a spell, gain 1 life for each spell I've cast this turn. I can pay 50 life. This deals 50 damage to target creature or player. So I've got Eriette out. Maybe I have Exquisite Blood or Bloodline Conquer, any of those kind of part of the infinite combos. I'm just going to be gaining more life. So Aether Flux works pretty nicely in here. Saved me a few times. Packed Weapon, really fun card to annoy people with. As long as it's attached to a creature, you do not lose the game for having 0 or less life. So if you take commander damage, you still lose. If you, it's not like Platinum Angel, but it's just with your life total. But it does some other stuff too. And you actually have to discard a card to equip it, so that's kind of the negative of it. But it's really fun to play. Swiftfoot Boots, gotta have it. Cloud Key, I use this for enchantments, so enchantments cost 1 less. Bolas' Citadel, another BS one, but again, since this is a life gain type deck, Bolas' Citadel fits in there nicely. I can look at the top card of my library whenever, and I can pay life rather than paying the mana cost of the top card of my library. This has saved me several times as well. Sol Ring, yeah. Arcane Signet, Commander Sphere, yeah. Okay, so those are all the non-lands. Again, let me know anything you think is ass or is really good, or I don't know, just let me know what you think of my deck. I'm going to post some more of these here, and we'll check more out in the future. But here are the lands I run. I'll be quick through these. I'm not going to name everyone for sure. We got Myriad Landscape, Restless Fortress, Bajuka Bog, Warzova, Church of Deals, Scoured Barrens, Orzhov Basilica, Concealed Courtyard, Hall of Heliod's Generosity, a Swamp. And the rest here are just basics, Command Tower, and other basics. And I will say they're full art. Very cool. So that's my Eriette or Eriette, as some people say. I think it's Eriette. But let me know what you think. If you run an Eriette or you just know of some other cards that would maybe work really well for this, drop them in the comments or just let me know. This is Eriette of the Charmed Apple. Thank you for watching. See you later.